guys. We're doing things a little bit different today. We're going to do a little bit, we're not doing our calendar. We're going to do our little apple project graph, our picture graph that we did with the class this week. We asked our students to see what was their favorite apple. And we had red, yellow, and green apples. Just like I showed you on Monday, we had green and red and yellow apples. We cut them and let the kids taste them all, and they told us which ones they liked best. And if you could look at our picture graph here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids that liked red, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4 people, 1 student and 3 teachers that liked the yellow, and then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that liked the green apples. So our class on Monday, Tuesday, they were red and green, and then today was yellow and red and a green. So they're all, picked different. Remember our shape. We're still looking for black and rectangles. Color black, anything black in a rectangle. And our letter G. And still using your senses. We were talking about the sense of taste, and that's why we did our taste test. But when you are looking at apples, when we're talking about apples, you use several. You use your sight, see different colors. You see, what they look like, or if they're shiny or dull. Look, this one's shiny and this one's dull. The green one is shiny, like the red one. So you use your senses. Use your sense of touch. Well, these just came out of the refrigerator, so they're cold. So, but when you cut them, the inside is wet, because of the juice in it. You use your sense of taste when you bite into them to see what they taste like. And then also you use your sense of hearing when you bite into them, are they crunchy? So you use several senses when you're eating an apple. Here's an apple story. Apples, apples, apples. Written by and illustrated by Nancy Elizabeth Wallace. Apples, apples, apples. Apples, apples, apples. Lots and lots of apples. One blue sky day in early autumn, Dad asked, "Who wants to go apple picking?" Me, yelled Mina. Me, shouted Pip. Me too, said Mom. Let's go. They walked down the road to Long Hill Orchard. Glad to see you, said Mr. Miller. Here are some bags to put your apples in. What kind do you want to pick? I want apples for pie, said Dad. I need apples for crafts, said Mom. Yum, yelled Pip. I'm going to pick apples for my snack at school. Mina whispered, I want apples for a surprise. So if you look over here, can you see? The red delicious apples, they're good for eating. They're sweet and they're crisp. The golden delicious ones, the yellow ones, they're good for eating. They're good for cooking. They're good for baking. They're sweet and they're soft. The McIntosh ones, they're good for eating, cooking, baking. They're tart and they're soft. The Granny Smith ones, the green ones, they're for eating, cooking, baking, and they are tart. The Rome Beauty ones, they're like a red one. They're for eating, cooking, baking. They're tart and they're crisp. Come look at this chart, said Mr. Miller. It shows the kind of apples we grow in our orchard. So in their orchard, they grow these different kinds. The Red Delicious, the Golden Delicious, the McIntosh, Granny Smith, and Rome Beauty. What kind of different ones do you see when you go to the grocery store? You should see all the different apples and see what different kinds next time you go with your mom and dad. or grandma or auntie or uncle or the babysitter? I can't wait to see the apple tree, said Mina. Climb aboard, said Mr. Miller. They all climbed onto the farm wagon. Mr. Miller started up the tractor. Hold on, he said. It's a bumpy, bumpy ride. Just like our other book, huh, that had the tractor taking them to the orchard. When they got to the orchard, there were apples everywhere. Pip tugged on an apple and the limb shook, and lots of apples fell to the ground. Oh no! They try lifting and twisting the apple, said Mina. Then pull it gently. I read it in my apple book. Look, Mina, said Pip. Lift, twist, pluck. I can do it. Lift, twist, pluck. They picked and they picked and picked. Mr. Miller used a special tool for picking the apples that were hard to reach. See this special tool for the ones way up high? He let Mina and Pip have a turn. Then Mr. Miller picked up an apple from the ground. He cut it in half. It looks like a star inside, said Pip. Mina said, I think it looks like a flower. It looks like both a star and a flower. See on the inside of the apple how it looks like a star or a flower? In fact, apples are a member of a flower family, the rose family. I didn't know that. Did you guys? They counted the seeds. There may be as many as 10 seeds inside an apple, said Mr. Miller. How many seeds do you see? 5, said Mina. Mr. Miller cut another apple in half, a different way. Look at all the parts of an apple, he said. Look, you have your stem, you have the skin on the outside, you have the core in the middle, and the flesh is the good stuff in the middle. Did you know that seeds are also called pips? Asked Mr. Miller. Mina pointed at Pip. They both giggled. Mr. Miller, do you grow trees from seeds? Mina asked. Well, apple trees can be grown from seeds. He took pictures from his pocket to show them. First, there's a seed, and then a root, a bud and a root, and then a root, and then it starts with a branch, and then a root stalk, and then grafted branch. Or they can be grown the way we grow them at Long Hill Orchard. We graft a branch with buds onto a rootstock. He showed them more pictures. So these were the seeds, and then they get a branch and they put it on rootstock and they kind of bandage it together and it'll grow together. I've never seen that, but that would be interesting, huh? Mina and Pip looked at the shiny seeds. I'll be Johnny Appleseed, said Mina. I'll read about him. He planted lots and lots and lots of seeds across America. They grew into an apple orchards everywhere. Look, Mina, I'm Johnny Apple Pip. Yeah, he doesn't have a pot on his head, though. When their bags were filled to the top, they rode back down the hill. Hold on, said Mom. Look, all their bags. Some have yellow and red and yellow and red. I don't see any green ones in there. Whoa, Mina laughed. Hold on to your apples. They're going back in the tractor. Mr. Miller weighed the bags of fruit so that he would know how much to charge. Apple picking is fun, said Mina. So is apple eating, said Dad. Look at all the apples. Oh, and look at all the stuff that they make with apples. There's apple cider, apple butter, apple pie, apple sauce. What is your favorite thing that you like made out of apples? When they got home, they had an apple snack. The apples tasted sweet and juicy. Mina looked through her book. Here it is, she said. Here's the surprise recipe I want to try. Time to make Mina's surprise recipe, said Dad. Pip washed the apples. Mina and Mom used a special tool to peel them. Dad sliced and diced them. The whole family, look, there's Mom and Dad and brother Pip and Mina. They're a family and they're doing stuff together. Wash 6 apples. Peel the apples. Ask an adult to slice or dice the peeled apples and put the apples in a pot. Add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Add a 1/4 cup of apple cider. Ask an adult to bring it to a boil. Shake in cinnamon. Reduce the heat to a simmer. Stir and cook until soft. It should cook about 20 minutes. Wonder what they're making. They put the apples, the maple syrup, the cider, and the cinnamon into a big blue pot. Then Mom put it on top of the stove to simmer. When it was ready, Mina spooned it into bowls. Who wants some? She asked. Me, said Pip. Me, said Mom. Me too, said Dad. They all said, yum, applesauce. How many of you guys like applesauce? It's yummy. Mina read more about apples. She learned how to make apple prints. For apple printing, ask a grown-up to help you cut out the core of an apple for you. Cut away the part of the apple that can be used later for cooking or eating. Ask a grown-up to cut the core in half. Pick out the seeds from the core. Pour a little paint or food coloring into a plastic lid or aluminum pie plate. Press the apple into the color, making sure that the flesh is coated. Print by pressing the painted apple gently and steadily onto a paper. Create the design you would like. You can print wrapping paper, writing paper, or envelopes, gift cards, bookmarks, and more if you print on paper bags, file cards, and colored and white paper too. So look at the flowers the print makes. Isn't that pretty? So you guys can do that at home. Have your mom and dads or somebody help you. Mina read about books. She said, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Apple pie order. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. An apple for the teacher. You are the apple of my eye. You are full of applesauce. Do you know any other apple sayings? And then here's an apple song. And that's the end. So we're still talking about apples. So use your sense of taste. Try apple juice, apple sauce, apple cider, apple pie, apple crisp, apple butter. What else can you make out of apples? And you can put apples in other stuff that you cook with. So if you know any good recipes, send them to me on Schoology, okay? All right, guys, thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye!